This Pokemon card is banned. Well, okay, maybe not banned, but definitely censored, and there's a whole story behind it, which you probably know, but let's go in and talk about some of the Pokemon cards that had their artwork changed. So for one thing, you've got a bunch of Pokemon that had their artwork altered, as in they mostly keep the original that was in the Japanese, but for one reason or another, when it was brought into the international audience, obviously something had to be different. One of the most notorious of these would obviously be Jinx, as its skin color had to be made more purple in all those newer releases, which was the case for most early Jinx cards. You may know about the Grammar that's peeking out of the sewer, and it appears as if he's looking up somebody's skirt so his eyes were just moved. There's Gengar, which has a background in a graveyard, a bit too gruesome even for a ghost Pokemon, so in the international release it was just sparkled up completely, and I honestly can't even tell what the background is. You've got Koga's hidden ninja trick, which happens to figure a Buddhist symbol in the background that was co-opted by, so that one was a pretty easy fix, just replace the symbol with something else. But then you get some really interesting ones, specifically the card showcasing part of a game corner, which is obviously a casino, but the two times that we saw them, the artwork was really just zoomed in to hide the fact that it was a casino and present it more as an arcade game. But now we finally made it to the cards that actually had their artwork completely changed, as in there was something completely new drawn for the international release of the card. And even though most of these are going to be classics, we saw it as recently as with a Magmortar card, where the original Japanese artwork has its blasting hand thing kind of facing the camera, so in order to prevent it from looking too much like a gun, the artwork was changed. The Moo Milk one I find so crazy because what actually is this apparatus that a Censored is drinking from? It's like some sort of bottle filled with milk, but it still has udders at the bottom? Oh, okay. The updated artwork is so much better and is more effective at communicating, what exactly this item is, and is yet another classic one, but what I really do appreciate is the effort that's put in to create the new artwork. And speaking of, we also see it with Sabrina's Gaze, where she's holding a Pokeball with her left hand, though because the middle finger is a bit longer just naturally, so once again a completely different artwork was used. This one still being done by illustrator Ken Sugimori, which again, yeah, really appreciated. But in that same vein, we finally made it to the most infamous, Misty's Tears. And the original artwork, I guess it could be considered tasteful, but 100% this should not be the artwork for a trading card game. A social activity in which you're supposed to participate in public. So yeah, maybe don't use the card that would make everybody blush. So the new artwork we got is once again drawn by Ken Sugimori, and allows us to actually see Misty's Tears, the namesake of a card. Though very interesting when it comes to Misty in Pokemon, more so the character from the video game rather than the anime, she was just used a whole lot in various materials for marketing and promotion, and I think it was honestly because Sugimori just really liked drawing her, because when you look at a lot of that artwork used on the Game Freak website as well as other places, legitimately he was just drawing Misty in a different swimsuit every single time. That is honestly next level. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below about all the cards in Pokemon that have had their artwork changed, and if you'd like to see me talk about the actual banned cards at some point, maybe that's something we can do in the future.